There's my dog. All right, so that was my ESP, which is tuned down to C sharp standard, drop B, and through the Yamaha THR MK2, I used the tuner. The tuner works for standard tuning as well as individual note identification, so it will easily tune. It was accurate tuning that down to C sharp, but it also does standard tuning, which is really cool. You've all seen these for years. I've been playing these for years and was just never quite satisfied with the voicings. But always thought that was a really cool package and sounded pretty good. But they've revoiced the MK2. I think they did a lot of work to the gain side. This special setting is really nice. The low gain version of the special as well as the high gain. Of course, you know what this is all about. It has individual EQ controls on top. It has a full range of modulation effects on top. Chorus, flanger, phaser, tremolo. It also has a nice range of delays and reverbs. Echo reverb combination, echo alone, spring, hall. And then you can also mix the guitar output with your MP3 or Bluetooth audio output, which is a super nice feature as well. It's loaded with features, and you can even add extension speakers to this. There's a thread on the gear page, which I'll try to find, and I'll put the link in it for you tech people that like to do that sort of stuff. Some enterprising individual put two output jacks that were wired. They were normally closed, switching jacks, all right, normally closed switching jacks, right in series with the internal speakers, so that anytime you plugged an external speaker into it, you were just tapping into the signal source that went out to the speakers. These are 6 ohm inside. The user was using 8 ohms. Didn't think that would be any problem going above the output impedance for this. You don't want to go lower, but usually if you go a little bit above, it's not going to be too big a deal. It won't burn out that output stage. 5 user memories which you can store. Really nice deal. We'll go through a few tones in a second, but I wanted to get to why I like this better than the Spark, and I have nothing against the Spark. I got it for what it was, thinking that the Smart Jam would be better, but the Smart Jam was goofy to me, so I didn't want the Spark because I had a real hard time dialing in a good tone using the Spark without the application software. Once you got into the models, I thought it sounded really good, but for whatever reason, dialing in a good tone on top was really hard. It didn't sound the same until you got into the models, and I don't want to always have to deal with an interface. All right, so let's look at some of these tones here. This is my vintage reissue series. Super nice. We'll put a little chorus on this. Oh, it's drop tuned. Well, let's use the tuner. Hold down this button, everything goes off, and you have a nice little display that gives you 2 arrows to let you know when you're approaching your pitch and if you should go a little higher or a little lower when you're done. Just tap that and you're right back. It's very pretty. It has the same kind of bounce around the room reverb that the Spark had. If I want to make this a little brighter, I can just adjust the middle and the treble. And of course you could add much more effects, as many as you want. Okay, it's got onboard stuff and they sound really good. One gripe I have is that these control knobs aren't as sensitive as I'd like them to be. For example, the echo, I've turned it up a little bit. There's still no echo. A little more. Still nothing. I'm almost halfway through that first sweep. There's some. Alright, so I've got over halfway through turning the knob through that first echo sweep, and I'm just now getting some. But nice. It's kind of an analog. It's more digital than analog, but it has a really nice decay. Super nice. And then you can add some echo to the reverb to the echo. And at this point, the delay becomes more like an analog delay as you add the reverb, which is kind of cool. All right, but you're not really here for a lot of tones. You're here for an opinion, I think. So all the effects are really nice, and you can get into the pad if you want. You can use your phone or your iPad to further add a noise gate, fine-tune your delay with the duration, the number of repeats, etc., etc. All that's available, and we maybe show you that a little bit later. So anyway, clean, crunch. Mildly overdriven tone without paper tear sound in the decay. I'll turn the gain up a little bit. And if we wanted to, and like I would like to, add some reverb to that. And that was with both pickups on. If we did just the neck. It's nice. You can turn that down, of course. Here's a lead tone. I'm going to go back to the bridge. Turn our effects off. I'd like to add a little more bass to that, a little more volume, maybe a little less bass, touch of That's their lead tone. That's what they like. High gain. We'll fool around with this. Full humbuckers. Turn the gain down on that quite a bit. Is that feeding back like a tube amp? Almost. Let's turn the gain down some more. Sounds great. And then you could add some for ambience if you wanted to. The reverb's really nice. The hall reverb sounds good. Bounces around the room. We get into this special as well, and this is where I think they really made a lot of good improvements if you want to rock. Turn on delays. And it's thick. It's got a modern sound to it. Also, what you'll notice with this amp is that it cleans up really well. No idea what I'm playing. Very much like a tube amp, cleans up well. It's punchy. I feel it through the seat. I feel it in the room. It's got a good feel to it. User memories, of course, you can go over all these things, the specs of it anywhere you like. But another thing you can do that people are having a good time with is playing out from the headphone jack into an amplified speaker, like a sound bar they have at home, a TV sound bar. People are reporting really good results with that, as well as a set of computer speakers that have a powered subwoofer. They're plugging a wire from the headphone jack here out to the powered system, and just to broaden the sound. But I think as a standalone little amp, I like this over the Spark because The EQ and the top panel is so interactive, much better in my opinion than the Spark. You can dial in great tones with your app, with the THR amp, but you don't need it. You can just sit here and turn knobs and get your tones that you like, get the tones you like, and then store them in the memory, and you're good to go. It looks elegant. It looks very nice. It's really nicely made, and I use this at work, and now I took a little DSL-5 into work to put under my desk. So now I'm using this at home in the living room. It looks nice. You can leave it out, and you can hide it if you want to as well. It's so small. And it's so great not to have to fire up a larger amp for just 10 minutes of play in the morning before I go off to work, which always bothers me because there's so many tubes in the Mesa or the Marshall. I don't want to get those all heated up just for a few moments of play in the morning. Plus, I have to turn it down so low that, it's playing a high wattage amp at very low bedroom volumes never sounds real good anyway. I can have this at low volumes in the living room and it sounds great. So, on the way out of here, we will show you the Bluetooth capability, and then I think we'll be done. So, like I said, it does come with a pretty cool app for you to, you can control all the effects and add some additional effects through the app. There's a sound gate available, and you can fine tune all these things that are available, your modulation, reverb, and delays, tremolo. You can fine tune those. But you get really good tones just dealing with, knob turning. Anyway, and it is Bluetooth. So again, with the Spark, they advertise all those great backing tracks that'll play along with the machine. It shows you the chord progressions. And that's true, but it's not true for all the tracks. There were several that I came across when I loaded them up to play that it just showed you a diatonic scale with the roots highlighted in red, sometimes very small, and you couldn't blow it up. Some of the songs, as you played along, did show you the chord progression, but not all of it. Some of it was rather archaic and old. And then I got into backing tracks on YouTube, and I noticed there are a lot of guys, and some girls too probably, that are putting out some really great backing tracks, and they come with the chord progressions, and they come with the scale you should use. And so I wondered, well, that is kind of a plus for Yamaha and not much of a gain for the Spark, because what's available for free on YouTube is great. And then a buddy of mine at work is a member of GuitarTricks.com, which we've been playing around with, learning some songs, and it's phenomenal. It's got the tablature, it's got chords, it has instructors, it has all that stuff available in a video type format, interactive video format, which you could have on your iPad, and you could stream through this as well. So like I said, again, the Smart Jam was really the reason I got into that Spark, and it turned out not to be like I thought it would be anyway. I didn't think it was that smart. Alright, so this is a B backing track. You can mix your guitar volume. say about jazz, all the missed notes you can stand. Anyway, hours of fun. Anyway, I haven't fooled around a lot with that. It's just a random backing track in B minor. May have to redo that one. We'll see. But I can't say enough good things about it. I like it. Well made. Haven't had any problems with it. It's got lights inside. Amazon sells 3-inch speakers that are quite a bit better than the ones in here, based on the magnet size and the surround. That might be an option to look into for people that like to tweak on stuff. And then adding speaker jacks, from what I've heard on the gear page thread, was that once you do that, you never go back to using it like it is, because it sounds so good and so much louder and bigger. All right, everybody. Take care. Sub, share, like if you thought that was decent. See you next time.